Just wanted to make a video. It's more of a theory or philosophy. So if you like technical, like me using a leash or whatever, maybe check out. But I was just outside, cold, had my legs wrapped up in a blanket, just watching the trees. And the wind was like, pushing them and pulling them. And they were all just kind of breathing together. And I was like thinking about how, way a long time ago, Native Americans and the old hunter-gatherer, tribes and stuff like that, nomads, they'd say things like, God is breathing on us, or, he is there. We see it in the trees, God is in the rain. One of my favorite quotes from V is for Vendetta. And I was just thinking about how this can cross this lesson where people believe in one thing and they see the trees moving as a sign, as their evidence, albeit false evidence. They feed into an idea that is an illusion, and they actually deceive themselves and kind of do an injustice, because whenever they embrace that ideology, that belief based on their false evidence, they become a puppet for it, or a soldier for a cause, and they feel endowed with righteousness, mandate from heaven kind of stuff. Like, I know I'm right. I see it as the wind blows. You know what I mean? And so to cross-correlate this into our industry, locksmithing and such, we're always like, oh no, the sky is falling. This news programmer is going to end it for us. Automotive is dead, or, this or that, And I love that. I love to examine why we are afraid. And I think I see something that maybe a lot already see, but many don't. I have a friend on Facebook, John, shout out, buddy. He's got a bunch of great groups. He's a commercial only, basically, in Texas. And he'll drive like 300 miles to go tighten a screw or pick a lock. Well, Lishi has their commercial line now, residential line, and I have a saying, and I bet they'll steal it. Eventually, I hope they do. I mean, Lishi makes it easy, You literally are looking at a graph, space and depth are being graphed out. You map it, like coordinates, and it puts an image in your head, just like the Blitz, the Blitz machine. And you don't see, or you don't infer the science or the art of it, I guess, as we like to say it is. It's science. We know how it works. It's not art. I mean, we can call it art, but it's science. Takes that away, because we're looking at a picture now. And so, I think leashies are great and stuff, but I was sitting there thinking about it, and I'm like, what if the old guys are right this time? The old guys are like, impression the lock, visually decode it, sight read it, do this, do that. And the new generation is only being exposed to leashi and stuff like that, or by a code or something like that. And so they don't have that foundation. And I started to examine myself based upon that idea. I said, what would be the easiest way to make a car key, as the wind blows? You know what I mean? How would one man walk up to one car and more easily approach it in a way to produce a working key for that car? And then after that, the next car. And I was thinking about all the tools I have. Like, I have a myriad of leashy tools. I have like, I would say 50 at least. I don't need those, I don't think. They're great. They make it easy. But I also have all the blanks that go with those leashes because I use those leashes for the system of the car. I could easily just stick in a blank and I could file it. Or I could easily learn how to look inside the car itself and sight read it, or, something easier. I could actually remove that tool from the equation and I could still achieve success consistently if I were to practice a different way, to success, a different ideology per se. And I don't know, I was just thinking about all that. And to bring this point home, my boy John is good. He's done it for like 20 years, and he posted a picture of him picking open a lock with a Lishi, an SC4. Commercial guy, remember? And whenever these residential and commercial Lishis were coming out, I was saying to everybody, I'm like, it's going to be funny in about 5 months. We're going to have people asking, hey, can this one do this lock? Or can the SC1 Lishi do the SC4 locks? Or can SC4 do SC1? And people were like, nah, that ain't going to happen. And it's happening. I see it so much now. And I'm like, oh, because all the new guys are coming in and they're just like, oh, fuck. Well, I mean, everybody's using Lishi, so I'll just use Lishi. And they don't even know how to use a hook pick and SPP. And so whenever their Lishi doesn't work for them, for whatever reason, they're like, oh, it's fucking broken lock and you got to replace it. And their customer is on the hook for that now because they don't have the right ideology or foundation or building up to, the certain standard to which they should be. And yeah, so I just wanted to put that out there, I guess, that I think maybe I'm going to start using the Lishi less and trying to, I guess, exercise the lock more. And by that, I mean sight reading it, moving the parts inside of it, putting a blank in there, torquing it, and getting those parts inside the lock to crunch down and move. It's going to be working, and so will I. Because I'm quite frankly, I'm tired of easy. Easy isn't fun. And it can be. It sure can be. Quick money is good money occasionally, but eventually I just start getting bored because it's just, Ford Focus, 2008 Ford Focus or whatever. I'm done in 5 minutes and it fucking blows. I'd rather be mapping a bin file, quite honestly. But I think really, I think in like 10 years, locksmithing is going to be completely different than what we have now. And I don't think it's going to be dead. I think what it's going to be is less qualified individuals entering the arena more often and relying on the easy out option that is always being sold. Every month we have something new to buy. And I am so fucking tired of buying all this shit when I know that the tools I have can probably already do the job. And they just keep pushing it down our throats. Cannibal or Code Cannibal or Cannibal Killer. I don't know anything about it. The Barracuda made, looks like a Tango. VVDI2 is a Tango and everything else. CK100, you can't own that. That's taboo for whatever reason. It's like every freaking week they offer like a change. And I personally, it's just, I feel like we're looking through a veil at times. And locksmiths love to spend money. I don't. And so, anywho, I'm bored now. I hope you hung around. If you didn't, I don't really care. I just wanted to put it on record that I think the Lishi, it takes the difficulty and it puts it on a decline. Okay? It really does. And so some jobs, you know, are pretty stagnant, like picking open a lock with your pick set, right? I mean, they all are basically the same. We're all going to get that false set occasionally. We all know how to work through it. Those who do. And then you get the Lishi, and it's easier. And so then you get the less qualified individuals entering the arena with that tool, and now the workload expectancy or difficulty, it is at a lower grade all of a sudden. And they're gonna charge less because they feel that work is worth less now. And you got more guys who are vying for that ticket. So that's it.